Hey, how you doing? Well, we're bringing Betsy into the shop for a look at the batteries. The batteries are weak, and we might be needing Betsy because of the four-wheel drive. I don't know if you can see it, but bring the Wembley up too. But there's a fine mist forming as the wipers going. That fine mist is bad news because that means that we could be having the temperature drops. I don't know what the temperature is now. It says 29 degrees. When the temperature is below freezing, that fine mist will freeze, and could be the beginnings of an ice storm. And ice storms are really bad. They're really hard to deal with. You need a four-wheel drive vehicle generally to get around, and it forms a layer of ice that is really hard to get up off the walkways and roads and everything. And if it gets big enough and heavy enough, it brings tree branches down and brings them down on power lines and knocks out the power. And we had an ice storm here in 2002 in January that power was out for a week at my parents' house. But some people had their power out for 3 weeks or more, and that's really bad news when the temperatures are really, really cold. Have to keep an eye on this, I guess. See what happens. While Betsy gets worked on, I'm going to go over here to the thrift store and check things out, maybe do a little Xmas shopping. Betsy is ready to go with 2 new 6-year batteries. These diesels take 2 batteries. Not cheap, but oh well. Well, Betsy has 2 new batteries, so we should be good, especially since winter weather is coming. It's one of the things we rely on Betsy for. And 1 year transmission went out. That kind of killed us monetarily and winter. But put my little entry in the log here, and Suyan wants me to check on Star Wars Rouge One tickets. I don't know, I'm kind of dubious about that. Might have to wait a week or 2. Anyway, here to see if I can buy tickets. The new Star Wars movie. What's it called? Rouge One? Rogue One? Anyway, I was just thinking about it. Suyan is having me come here and do that. I don't know, these days you don't stand in line, you buy tickets online. But I remember, and it's kind of crazy to think about this, I saw the original in the theater in Slidell, Louisiana, and I was a kid. How old was I? 11 years old, and it was 39 years ago. That tells you how old I am now. Old, elderly, old fart. And I didn't. When the movie started taking off, there were long lines to get into the movie. But when I watched it, there weren't any because it was sort of like doing its second run. It was very popular, and then it kind of faded, and then it was still in the theaters, and I watched it. And I remember my sister brought me with her friends and dropped me off and watched the movie, and it blew my mind. I became a nerd back then. And 1982, I did stand in line. Was it 82? 81. I did stand in line. We had moved up to Kansas City by then, and we went to see The Empire Strikes Back. And we went to what is now the Midland Theater, and it was one of these theaters that has beautiful interior, very ornate, and it's got the sky painted on the ceiling with the stars and everything. But the line was pretty long for that. I don't remember how long we had to wait, but I went with my parents. My dad wasn't really that enthused, but was it just my dad, or I think it was my dad and my mom. And I think the line was about an hour long to get in, and then you went in, you bought tickets, went in and watched a movie. So we'll see what happens here. Yep, that wasn't bad at all. So I'm gonna go in, have some coffee, and maybe work a little on this video on iMovie. Nice on the windshield.
What do you drive in motors with? Straight off the RV.
Mine just two. Yeah, that's fine. Sorry.
Weather's turned really, really, really yucky. I wonder what tomorrow's going to be like. Already glazed over with ice. Hear the sirens in the background because probably a car accident. So we've stopped here to get eggs, and yeah, it's pretty serious situation with the weather. To the uninitiated, it doesn't look so bad, but you try walking around in this stuff, and yeah, there's a lot of accidents happening right now. And so anyway, we just saw Rouge One, and the 501st Legion, local people that dress up in Star Wars costumes, were there taking pictures afterwards, and it was fun. A pretty good movie. I liked it. I think Suyan liked it too, although she's not as up on her Star Wars nerdyism as I am, so she had to ask me about a billion questions. So well, anyway, unless there's something else that's going to happen that I need to shoot, I got to get up at dark 30, so that'll be